food chain. And I stand a bit in awe of the scientists who spend their careers studying how to do more with less, how to grow enough food for an expanding world population in ways that could not even have been imagined a generation ago. When I started down that reporting road, I was an eager student, nearly as impressed with the advanced technologies of modern agriculture as with the people who worked the land. I was someone who had never given much thought to what went into the products I purchased at the grocery store. I didn't buy organically grown produce, as it seemed too expensive, and I didn't spend time fretting over invisible chemicals that might lurk in my lunch. The debate about the then nascent technique of making transgenic changes to food crops was a mystery to me. And I was a devoted consumer fan of Monsanto's hit herbicide product, Roundup, using it liberally in my suburban backyard to keep weeds at bay. Wide-eyed is the best way to describe my reaction to seeing Monsanto's corn chipper in action and to those initial visits to biotechnology crop demonstration fields. I became a fan of the company's chief technology officer, an engagingly brilliant, bald-headed scientist named Rob Fraley, and I always enjoyed my many chats with the affable Brett Begeman, who grew up on a Missouri grain and livestock farm before rising through the ranks to eventually become Monsanto's president. But over the years, as my research and reporting expanded to include doubts about the benefits of genetically modified organisms and the risks associated with the chemicals used on them, I became a target of Monsanto's ire. Company representatives and industry surrogates alternately sought to bully me, charm me, intimidate me, and cajole me to write news stories in ways that parroted industry talking points. They told me there was no justification for reporting both sides of the debates over Monsanto's crops and chemicals because the science was settled, all was well, and anyone who questioned that was thwarting Monsanto's mission to feed the world. When I would not adopt the desired narrative, surrogates attempted to assault my character and credibility and made efforts to derail my career. Monsanto executives and representatives from Monsanto-funded organizations sought unsuccessfully to convince my editors to yank me off my beat, to block further coverage of the issues. They could rarely, if ever, find errors in my reporting. The problem, they would complain, was one of bias. As you'll see in listening to this book, the only bias I hold is for the truth. What I've learned, what I know with certainty, is that when powerful corporations control the narrative, the truth often gets lost, and it's up to journalists to find it and bring it home. That's what I've tried to do with this book. For decades, companies have whitewashed many of the facts about the crops and chemicals that they have helped make a central part of modern agriculture. Yes, there are rewards, but there are also risks. Many. And without transparency, none of us can make informed decisions about what we eat and what policies we do or do not want to support. My admiration for American farmers has never waned, but this journey through our nation's food system has left me with a very real fear, for my children, for your children, over what the future holds. It is undeniable that we've allowed our food, our water, our soil, our very selves, to become dangerously doused with chemicals, and one of the most pervasive of those pesticides is the subject of this book. Scientists call it glyphosate. Consumers know it as Roundup. It's a weed killer, but it's killing much more than weeds. And the regulatory agencies charged with protecting the public from these dangers have acted, intentionally or not, in ways that have protected corporate products and profits instead of people. It's not a feel-good story, but it is one that has to be told. Introduction. A silent stalker. If we are going to live so intimately with these chemicals, eating and drinking them, taking them into the very marrow of our bones, we had better know something about their nature and their power. Rachel Carson, Silent Spring. Since the mid-1990s,